I talk about the concept of Hayat al-Tayyiba, this is a Quranic term, and the opposite is Hayat Khabitha. So when we are talking about Hayat Tayyiba, means that Imam Hussein was trying to provide the Muslim community and human community with the concept of a pure life, a life of awareness, a life of understanding, a life that is connected with the Creator and at the same time is serving humanity through sacrifice and suffering. On the opposite is Hayat Khabitha, a life of ignorance, a life of arrogance, a life of injustice, a life of greed and selfishness. And this is exactly what is going on now in the context of Middle East and this dictatorship and terrorism on one side and the oppressed people on the other side. This is exactly the continuity of Ashura and the continuity of Karbala, and more than 20 million people participation in this Arba'in March is a demonstration of these people that we are tired and we are sick of injustice and hatred and hypocrisy, and we are looking for the Husseini kind of life, Hayat Tayyiba, a life that is with respect for human rights, a life that dignifies human rights. And this is why this struggle is going on. It's interesting that we just a few months ago the tragedy in Mina, that over 2 million people and the Saudi government with all this money and all this support and all this army, they failed to provide safety and security for the Hajjaj, for the pilgrims. But now a country like Iraq, going through more than a decade of war and civil war and aggression and strong platforms for the Daesh, for Taliban, for Al-Qaeda, for other evil forces, and they are targeted by terrorists. But still people are not scared. That means that when it comes to truth, when it comes to the cause of Imam Hussein, when it comes to justice and freedom for human rights and respect for humanity, we are ready to do any sacrifice. And this is exactly what Imam Hussein did. I mean, there are only 72 people, and they were deprived of food and deprived of even water. They didn't have enough soldiers, they didn't have sword, they didn't have weapon. On the other side, tens of thousands of soldiers who sold their souls to dunya, and they were ready to kill Imam Hussein for just this temporary, worldly pleasure. But Imam Hussein did not give up. And this is really a source of inspiration and source of revolution. Imam Hussein told his enemies at that time, he said, "Irja'u ila uqulikum." Return to your rationality. What happened to the gift of reason, to the gift of intellect that God gave you? Why you are following the forces of ignorance? He said, "Kunu ahraran fi dunyakum." Even if you don't have faith, but have a sense for freedom, if you don't believe in God, but have belief in freedom. Obviously, they didn't listen to Imam Hussein at that time, and there are people who don't listen today, but there are so many people who are ready to do any sacrifice to say that, yes, we learn a lesson from Imam Hussein. We listen to message of Karbala, to the message that is saying that hayhat minna dhilla. We are not going to actually submit to injustice. We are going to continue our life with dignity and determination to do our divine duty, and under no circumstances we are expressing our allegiance to the authority of evil. And this is what is going on, and it should be a good example. I'm sure that there are so many people in the world are watching. I know that you said that the media don't care about this issue, obviously, because the media in general, they have their own political agenda. A majority of media in the world, they are not for education, they are for entertainment, and they are for actually brainwashing and to advance the agenda of the arrogant powers in the world. So it's obvious that they are not interested in this kind of demonstration. But there are so many people, even here in the West, that they follow the news and follow the views and follow this kind of development, and they honor, they admire the sincerity and the faith of these people, that many of them, they are walking just for miles and miles and miles, they are walking, and they don't feel any the hunger and being tired. They continue this march to show Assalamu alayki ya Abu Abdullah, Assalamu alayki ya Waritha Adam Sabbatillah. You see how we are connecting Ashura and Arba'in to be the continuity of the message of Adam and Noah and Abraham and Moses and Jesus and Muhammad and Ali. So Imam Hussein is not just a single case. He is the continuity of this masira, this message, this revolution of truth that started from day number one, and he continued every time with different messengers and different imams and different leaders who were assigned by God to bring the message of truth, to bring the message of justice, to tell people that it is not okay to live under injustice. So I hope that more people watch this march and more people show willingness to learn a lesson from these people. What is really the purpose of everything that's going on? Well, the purpose is that these people are looking for peace. They are tired of aggression and tired of war and tired of terrorism and tired of injustice and tired of hatred and hypocrisy. And they are looking for al-hayat al-tayyiba, in hayat that truth is ruling and people are respected in their diversity, and they can celebrate a life of coexistence while respecting each other freedom, respecting one another culture, without hurting one another, without attacking one another. And obviously those takfiri and those terrorists who are threatening this historic march that is going on in Iraq at this time, they are obviously people that consider to be Abidul Dunya, that Imam Hussein, in a very pure and perfect definition of psychology of human beings, he said, الناس عبيد الدنيا والدين لعب على ألسنتهم. A lot of these people, takfiri, who are saying Allahu Akbar and they kill people. As a matter of fact, this is not voice of Allahu Akbar. This is not voice of God. This is not voice of faith and religion. This is voice of money. This is voice of arrogant power. This is the voice of dictatorship. Voice of God is not threatening people. Voice of God is voice of peace. Voice of God is voice of justice. Voice of God is voice of freedom. And those people who are participating in this march, they are reflecting voice of God. And this takfiri, they are, as a matter of fact, condemned by human conscience, and they are going to be cursed by history out of the mess that they made in the Middle East by slaughtering people and doing exactly what the army of Yazid was doing, to kill the baby, to attack the woman, to cut the bodies of the martyrs, to do these ugly, evil things, they are exactly showing that they are part of army of Yazid, that may God curse his soul forever and ever, and may Allah bless the soul of the martyrs, Imam Hussein, the son of our Prophet Muhammad. I mean, every Muslim, whether Shia or Sunni, we say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. It's amazing.